Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. If you're new to the channel, what we do here is prove over and over again that you don't need a whole bunch of talent, money, or all the right tools to have a good time working on old cars and trucks. This week we're going to take on a little bit different project. Say you're not quite ready to dig into a car or a truck, but you still want to do something that's kind of fun and hot rod related. That's what we're going to dig into. A little less time involved, a little less money involved usually. So here we go. Here's a project I started over a year ago and then got distracted with other projects and abandoned it. Now I want to see if I can get it done in time to donate it to the FFA fundraiser auction and help them make a little money towards all the projects and trips and stuff that they do. So let's see if I show you some of the pieces, if you can figure out what it is before we start putting it together. So these are all the pieces that I had stored in a tote. Some people are going to look at it and go, yep, I know what that is. Okay. So we'll, over here, there's some more pieces. Pretty good indicator. There's a big chunk. Everybody's like, I know what it is now. I know what we're doing. But then we're going to throw this in the mix. That's a wagon tub. So what I'm trying to do here is build a custom wagon on a little ATV chassis that's still light enough to pull around and super cool to tote your kids around in. I built a couple of them before, not like this though. They were both much simpler. One that was slammed on the ground. And then another one that was more of a jacked up hot rod version. This was for my nephew. And I've got a few of these ATV chassis to work with, so if I can figure out a simple way to do these, then I'll make several of them and hopefully sell them, or in this case I'm going to try and donate it to the FFA auction if I can get it done in time. But as is pretty normal with me, I've waited till the last minute, and in order to get it in that auction, I got to have it ready next weekend, and I have a few hours today to work on it, and then a couple days off next week before the auction. So we'll see what happens. Let's get rolling. See if I can remember how it all goes back together. Thankfully, I still have some out there that are together enough that I should be able to figure it out. Is that upside down? Yes. I want to kind of put it together and see where everything's going to match up. See if I need to change my mind about how I was going to set the wagon tub on. I believe these are the bottom ones because they've got a shock mount, upper shock mounts on the chassis. Go look at this other one, see what it looks like. That doesn't really help me, does it? Other than those go outside. These clearly don't. The other thing we can find out here is if I lost anything. Line up the holes, it actually goes right through.
Who'd have thought?
Weird. for not listening the first time. might be wondering, why is he putting it back together if it was all tore apart and probably ready for paint? Because I'm not sure that I was happy with where the, I'm not sure I'm happy with where the wagon tub's going to sit on it, as far as level and front to back and all that, and the steering setup. So I got to at least mock it up in order to see that. I was going to do something different with the shocks. I think honestly what I'll do is just paint them as a unit and call it good, or put some, I don't know what they're called, adjuster thingies from Farm Store in there, and just do it solid, because I think these tires are going to be more than enough suspension for most little kids. The front is set wider than the rear. That was pretty normal for these little ATVs. That's way wider, because those are the same size tires. I think all these were on this machine. Only way to narrow up that front end would be to shorten those control arms. And then I'd have to get them both the right length. I'd have to shorten my tie rods. I'm not that good. But if this is about where we sit, let's see what it looks like. Put our wagon pan on there. I really don't hate that. I wish that rear axle was wider though. But I'm afraid if I try and lengthen it, it'll end up doing this stuff because I won't get it straight. Overall though, I'm pretty happy with how that sits. Just build a little frame or just drill through. I don't think. Maybe we'll build a little spacer in the middle because of that gap. But otherwise, I think we just drill through and bolt that bad boy down. The next challenge is the steering, which I left this shaft long way up to here, not knowing how I was going to do it. I'd like to be able to lay the handle back up against it. But also, it would probably be stronger if we came in somewhere down here. But if I did up here, then I could pivot it all the way back up. Okay, so we got to make some decisions. Well, the problem is if you come way down here, you've got to bend that handle because that's going to be way too short for even a little guy. If we come up here, we have more options. I don't know that it'll ever... We're going to have limitations as far as how far we can steer it, which we're going to have limitations anyway. So let's mark the center of this steering shaft. We got the slop in there. And just see what it looks like. We'll mark the center of this steering shaft and see how much range of motion we actually need. And this is very ballpark kind of thing. If we mark the center of this guy. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Try the other way. All of it's steering kind of funky because everything's loose. It's just sitting in there. But there's a stop on the bottom that kind of gives us a... Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I mean, if I needed to, I could notch these, but I think that's all it's going to turn anyway because of the stop on the bottom. Figure out how to attach this guy, weld a couple pivots on there, a couple of ears, and then the farther we move it out, the more room we should have, maybe not. We need a couple ears on here like that, like my finger and thumb, to grab this. We'll be ready to rock and roll. And I think everything needs to be cleaned up good again. I really want that rear axle to be wider. 33.5. What's this look like back here? About 29. So I don't think there's any way to move these wheels in, or is there a way to move the back ones out? They're a different offset. Let's just have a look at that. Are they a different offset? Wheel offset is where the center of the wheel sits from the outside edge. So those are about 3 inches. And then those are 2.5. Let's flip these around. See if this one's different. 3-inch. 2.5. You might gain an inch just by doing that. So I'd much rather work with what I've got than try and modify or make new. That's still a significant difference. Front to back. It's hard to believe I even made any progress, isn't it? Let's see. Tail of the tape. This is 33.25. And this is 28.5. Sweet. 5 inches difference. Just looks like trash. I'd be much happier with it if they were equal, or if the rear was even a little wider. I'd be okay with that. I don't have any solid axle stock that will fit these rear hub types. Because they are pretty large. And they're splined. Which I could use front ones. And then I could make it any length I wanted. If I had something that would fit through back here, which I don't. Let's go look at my other machines out here with the tape measure and see what we come up with. This is the one Wyatt was putting together. And yep, front way wider than the rear. It's 31. What do we need? 33? Or skinnier front? Yeah, 33.5. Or sure we're not. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't give myself enough credit. That moved in. I forgot these can slide. And we're still only 30. There's still 3 inches difference. We can't, oh, we're going to hit the valve stems up here too. This is a problem. So Okay. So these are going to have to come back off too. Okay, 35 wide. So we have any fronts that are only 30? Oh, that one's even wider. 37. $34, 33.5. $26. Okay, so we got some serious differences here. Better to be narrower in the front. Oh, look at those little baby control arms compared to the other one. We'll look over here. Yeah, those are much smaller control arms. Let's see if we can get some kicks. That'll be fun. That's narrower than the other one. That's about 26 like this one. I like the other one. 26, 28. That one right there might be the right one if we can. I wonder if our wheels will fit that. If I can pull these control arms off, if they'll fit that. They probably won't. Five and 3/4. Let's go look. If those control arms will interchange, that might be an answer. Those are really long control arms. They look cool though. It might fit. I might be able to swap front control arms off that one. I wonder if I could stick with these tires. I guess we need to pull that other little guy in here and strip all the front strip all the front suspension off that and try and bolt it up to this. Easy peasy, like the guy says.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Let's go see if we can do this while holding the camera. Okay, I suppose these are not a 4-bolt hub. No, they're 3, so that won't cross over. So my only choice would be to put these hubs on there with these control arms with these itty bitty tires, which would look better than what I got now, probably. So, there we go. Easy peasy, right? Except for that's on the opposite side that I've torn apart. Idiot.
You idiot!
I guess if this works, we're going to need both sides torn apart, but I just took off the left side off that one, and I have the right side partially torn apart here, so we'll catch the left side up to the right side here. Just come on out of there. Alright. Let's see. That's really not terrible. Said the only way I was going to fix that track width was to put in shorter control arms, or shorten my control arms, which I wasn't willing to do with my skill level. But I can certainly bolt in shorter ones, right? In theory. Just to keep you from wanting to come out of there. Okay. Looks better. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Now, are these shocks the same length? The ones off the littler one might be longer. I'm going to put these ones in here that are kind of halfway cleaned up first and see if they'll work. Those other ones look like dookie. Oh, they're a totally different mounting system. There ain't no way. Well, that's not going to work. So, might have to do the, twisty adjuster deal like I was thinking. I don't know how to simulate that, though. Yeah. I like that. We could set this almost anywhere we wanted, really, as long as the steering would still function. Full droop, is that even long enough? Not even close. Now the question is, where do you want it? I guess we get both sides on there. Figure out where the steering's happy, where the front to rear level is good. So we can get this one out of here. That makes the decision about the shocks versus adjustable solid mount. I think that makes that decision for us. And I can save this old steering components. These will go on another wagon. It's not a waste. Question is this going to look silly? No, it's big and littles. It's okay to have big and littles, right? Heck yeah. All right, now get our long arm suspension out of the way. Like I said, we'll use that for another one later. Got a little alignment problem, not surprised. Get that stink bug. Whoop! Put a little air in these and see if that helps us some. close to the... Well, this could be an adventure. I know there's people out there saying just seat it with fire. I'm not real excited about setting a fire inside my shop because the last time I set a fire outside my shop, it didn't really go very well. So...
Well, shoot.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. A little leery. A little gun shy, you could say. See if that gets us closer. Look at that. No fire needed. Probably not going to hold a ton of pressure. It may not hold any. I'm sure it's got leaks. These always do. But if we can just get a little pressure in it, then we can see what we're dealing with. I can tell you I am already happier with the track width. We just got to figure out ride height. Because right now we got the whole face down, you know, the thing. You know the thing. I'm not going to say it. It's not appropriate. Let's see where we can get this thing to sit though. Oh, just knocked the tire off the bead by squeezing it, so that's cool. Yeah, our track width is already much better. Now we just got to figure out height.
You just said that.
I am much, much happier with our track width. I'll guarantee you that. We do need to get our both sides sitting even though. We're a little bit, yeah, we're about centered on the rear wheels. We could go down just a little. Make those front wheels sit straight up and down-ish. Now that I got the alignment all boogered up, we'll have to redo that once we get everything snugged down. I think that's pretty good top to bottom. And then we'll just mount a solid rod from here to here. We'll go solid from there to there, adjustable, but solid. And that way that's set. I think most kids are not going to compress that shock. That's pretty level. So we just got to go through and paint everything. Maybe find some better front tires for this. How far is this from one to the other? Center to center. 8.5. Okay, so we took a pile of old parts that have been sitting in a tote for over a year and some pieces off some ATVs that were sitting outside, put them all together into one unit that's going to make a pretty cool wagon. I think next time around we'll get into the fabrication part where we build some brackets for steering, build some brackets to mount the tub for the wagon to the ATV chassis, and then we'll get into the whole fabrication, paint, get to the more fun stuff. If you like what we're doing here, click like, subscribe, hit the bell thing, that does something, and within a week or two we'll have the second episode of this to show you the next steps on it. As always, appreciate you watching. Check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I think that's all of them now. As always, remember, if I can do it, you can do it. See you soon.